How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Weeb Lounge. I am Nick, and in this character spotlight, we're looking at the camping edition of Yukari, and she's about to hand you a cup of coffee, and you know very well, it's spiked. You know, if you think about it, everyone has that one of those friends where it's like you don't let them mix their own drinks, or you know, you go out to the bar or whatever, you don't let them order. You just don't. That's Yukari, the elven ex-paladin that kind of could have been a dwarf for all we know. Just throwing it out there. No, don't let her mix your drinks. Just don't. You'll die quickly. Okay, now this character has a special mechanic. It's just a stack mechanic, but it's really, really important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do skill number 2 first. Skill number 2. Grilling Paradise adds 1 stack of Moment of Bliss and recovers her technique point gauge by a small amount along with a small physical attack buff. Now, that's all well and good, but if her stacks are less than 3, so 2 or less, she will also fill the technique point gauge of 2 other allies with the lowest technique points besides herself. If the stacks are 3 or more, instead of 2 characters, it'll do 3 and give them a physical attack buff. Whew, okay, that was a little bit of a wall of text. I messed up this video multiple times. I've had to restart, so it's just one of those things. All right, let's go ahead and do skill number 1 now. Rusty Nail, a small single target physical damage attack to a random enemy in the front line. If her stacks are 3 or more, the damage increase and crit damage will be tripled instead of the usual double amount. The crit damage will also be affected by the number of stacks she has. So basically, the more stacks when she crits, the more damage she will do. All well and good. Oh man, this is a wall of text character. I mean, this is probably some of the most text I've used for just about any character. It's really high. EX skill increases physical attack damage. If you happen to have her at 5 stars, it will greatly increase physical attack damage. Union Burst. Is this another wall of text? No, that's not so bad. It's not so bad. Union Burst, Camping Limelight, a huge single target physical damage attack to the frontmost enemy. Critical strikes will deal triple damage as well. If her stacks are 3 or higher, she will also increase the physical attack power and physical crit chance of all allies. All those buffs, the damage she does, everything are affected by the number of stacks that she has. So the more stacks she has, the more she'll buff, the more damage she'll do, all that blah, 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 blah. Wall of text. Basically, the gist of this character, stacks are good. You want many stacks. Many stacks equal more things. It's kind of the same with any character with a stack mechanic, isn't it? All right, let's throw her into combat and see if she, doesn't pass out drunk before she actually finishes the battle. Oh, sometimes I worry about her. All right. Now, if you can't tell, just about any character with a stacking mechanic is kind of a ramp-up character, right? It just goes with the territory. You have to get the stacks before you actually do what it is that you're supposed to be able to do normally. And if they would just include the buff to begin with, we wouldn't have to have the complicated stack things, and I wouldn't be flubbing over this video 5 times or whatever. I have like 3 blooper reels for this video alone because I messed up real bad. Like really bad. It's a wall of text really confused me. But the thing with her ramp up is that thankfully it's fairly quick, okay? Every single character has a skill loop, and hers, she will do skill number 2, skill number 1, basic attack. Skill number 2, skill number 1, basic attack. She rotates through those really quick, and that's her rotation. Skill 2, skill 1, basic. Just non-stop, rinse, repeat. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And the most number of stacks that she can have is 7, so that's where it caps out, but in all reality, she starts to shine when she hits that 3rd stack because she gets all the extra little bonuses and stuff. The only thing you really get after that is a little bit of extra damage and a little bit of extra just buff whatever. Oh, this character. Okay, now, this character is pretty good, needless to say. She's ranked like a 9.4 out of 10, a double S tier, double S plus tier ranked character when it comes to boss fights, and we've seen that a lot recently. We've seen that an awful lot recently. Why? Why have we been seeing that? Does anybody know? It's been really weird. Like just about every character that's come out recently has been just like double S tier plus versus bosses. That's it. And, you know, they're not very good at arena characters, not very good multi-target, not very good whatever. Just here, boss. I don't know. It's a pattern. I'm not sure. But this character's the buffs that she offers aren't necessarily as good as a few of the other characters that are like pure support, right? So she has some good buffs, but they're not quite that good. The technique point charging, that is really, 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 really nice. And then you have, you know, the physical attack buff, and she actually can do some decent damage. She's not going to be your primary damage dealer, obviously, but she's there for all the other buffs, technique point charging, all this other stuff. Yeah, I was definitely right. I was definitely right. Don't let her mix her own drinks. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button, guys. This character, as far as I know, is in the general pool, and is it one that you really, really need to go for? And, you know, I'm really on the fence with this. You don't necessarily need her, but it's one of those where it's right on the edge where that 200 extra memory fragments that they give you during the launch or whatever, the special banner, might make it worth it to go ahead and try to pull her. It's one of those things, because I mean, if you're free to play and you're trying to save, don't. You know, just don't. She's in the general pool. You'll eventually get her. That's my advice to just about every character that is in the general pool for free-to-play players. With the exception of a few key ones here and there. For the whales and such, I mean, you're going to do what you do. You really are. But for those who are more commonly, you know, your average player who throws a few bucks here and there, I'm not sure if she's worth it. I'm really on the fence with her. Those 200 extra memory fragments might be what tips a lot of the decision making open. The 200 memory fragments might be just enough to crack open Wallet and be like, oh, here you go, which kind of happened with me. But, you know, it's just a little bit. Tiny, tiny, tiny little bit. It was fine. I could live with it. You know, I'm trying not to, but oh, man. So, yeah, it's one of those characters. It's like she's really good support. She'll do really good in boss battles, but do you really, really need her? You guys individually are going to have to make that call. I can't make that call with you with this character, because there's plenty of other characters that can do the job that she does slightly better. She adds some damage, she adds some technique points, you got the memory fragment bonus. I mean, I'm really on the fence. I almost didn't. You know, I literally just pulled her probably a couple hours ago. Really. And I just, you know, buffed her all to hell, used one of my orbs, got her up there, tested her out and everything. And, you know, I was really on the fence. It's like, do I really want to pull her? Do I really want to pull her? And I was like, you know, I really want to make the video because I got the Aoi one I got to get done. So let's do 2 in one day. And I just wanted to simplify my life. That's all I wanted to do. Simplify your life. Just pull her, I guess. I don't know. We'll see you in the next video.